Okay, so first of all, you know, it needs to we need to answer this. This is a typical question of homophobia, and we need to answer this first of all, that who are homophobics. Homophobia is said in different terms in different context. There is a context which is in which homosexuals are treated with less dignity. They are made fun of. They are put into jokes, etc., and so on and so forth. The jokes are made for the condition, and so on and so forth, and that is definitely hated upon, and Christians don't do that. So Christians are not homophobic, neither am I homophobic. That is a perception of hatred. Secondly, there are people who say that they are imposing their Christian morality on the others who don't want to identify themselves as Christian. And in my opinion, you shouldn't call them homophobic, even though I'm not in that particular group. But still, I would say that you shouldn't call them homophobic, because and it should be a matter of discourse, always open into a discourse, whether in a secular state you should allow people to have union with two male couples or female couples, like two male same sex couples, etc. You should have allow a union of etc. What would be its consequences, etc. Many times we see that the academia is not even the academic fraternity is not even willing to research upon the consequences of the kind of the homosexual lifestyle that people are living, the health wise as well, and with regard to society in general, how the kids are treated, and how all those things. There is definitely a bias in the academic fraternity, but not just the bias. The bias has gone to certain extent that research in all these fields are not even published, and are treated as homophobic. So there is not even a discourse with regard to a disagreement on whether homosexuals should be should be allowed to have a homosexual union or whatever it is. There is not even a discourse. We have come to that stage. So but I don't belong in that group. In my opinion, in a secular state, Christians should allow, and definitely Christians should allow, because there is separation of religion and state. Christians should allow people to have a homosexual union. Um have a homosexual union, and provided that they don't no longer identify themselves as Christians, and they out of their free will choose not to follow Christianity. So that is one thing. Now, uh, when it comes to that there is a another way of defining homophobia, and this is the current wave of defining homophobia, and that is, even if you are following your religious value, and personally your personal value is that, morally speaking, my religion says that homosexual union is immoral. A person who wants to defend that particular religious thought, which he should always have in place in a country which says that it assures and it gives religious liberty, even that person is treated with hatred, and he is forced to accept this fact, that regardless of what your religion says, homosexuality is good, is moral, and is accepted. And not only can you not do any services like adoption services, which are so crucial, in not giving children, and you cannot discern in not in not giving children to homosexual couples, but also that, and therefore all the orphanages would be closed, but also you would not be you cannot say that in your churches that homosexual union is sinful, and you have to accept these couples into the churches. You have to accept their kids, adopted kids or whatever, in whatever way, into the churches. And um, they would come as a family and they would continue to live in a homosexual lifestyle. You have to basically adopt the entire LGBTQ narrative as Christians. And you cannot say no to them if they want to have homosexual marriages in church. And They are often targeted for being in especially in academic institutions where usually the left dominates, and in other places, in media and in various corporate houses where usually the left dominates. um, there have been so many incidents of Christians giving up university seats and giving up giving up studies in universities and giving up jobs in big corporate sectors because of this particular identity, that they are forced to renounce their faith of what the church teaches regarding homosexuality and accept the LGBTQ narrative of what of how homosexuality should be. And same goes with other things. uh, in my opinion, in that sense, Christians need to fear these homosexuals, because or the propagators of homosexuality, because they are directly attacking their religion. And I don't see why people should not, like, fear in the sense they should definitely be in thought that they should think about it. They should not be just cool about it. Anyway, God is always with Christians, so therefore you Bible says you should not fear. But definitely there should be a caution for these groups and for homosexuals who bring out this narrative that it doesn't matter. Like, it's like this, it is becoming more and more a human right. Now the issue is, when you make it a human right, you cannot say that you cannot say that a particular religion cannot do it. So if it's like this, that if for example in India, after 377, if 377 means if section abolition of 377 means that people can no longer say that this homosexual act is immoral, if that is what it means, if religions can no longer teach that homosexual acts is immoral, then I think so it's time for Christianity, for Christians worldwide, for Muslims worldwide, wherever this narrative is spread, to oppose this narrative. And not only if the law is forcing this narrative on them, then to act out in civil disobedience. And same goes for Christians in India. In fact, same goes for Muslims in India and for Hindus in India who think that homosexual union is immoral. They are literally attacking your religion. And the best thing to do is to have civil disobedience in that case. And of course, in that sense, definitely you are homophobic, and I am homophobic in the sense I am worried and I am cautioned. I'm in caution with regard to these people who have no respect for your religious sentiments. And even if you agree, even if you give them a space to do whatever they want, and you want that you should have your space, they encroach upon your space, and they want to give out their own narrative. And when it comes to, since you already asked this question about homophobia, if homophobia, Islamophobia, etc., Hinduphobia, etc., are words that connote hatred, then which, and of course we have the word anti-Semitic, then don't you think that there should be a Christian phobia in our discourses as well? While there is absolutely no Christian phobia in our discourse, there is absolutely no word for hatred against Christians. There is anti-Semitic for Jews, there is Islamophobia for Muslims, but there is absolutely no word for hatred against Christians, even though it's a fact, proven fact, that Christians even today are at present generation, if you look at the data that's come out, it is Christians are the most persecuted religion in the world. Most number of people who are killed in the name of religion, and most number of people who were innocent and yet killed in the name of their religion, are none but Christians. And similarly, historically speaking, Christians have been the most persecuted religion as well. But yes, the left doesn't want to talk about it because that would be against their own idea. When you, yeah, I mean, saving a Muslim from hatred is good, but when you in turn pour out hatred against Christians in West, for Islamophobia, you cannot digest the fact that those very Christians are brutally murdered in Islamic countries or in other parts of the world. And similar goes for Hindus. When you are defending Hindus in America, you cannot see how Hindu Christians are being treated in India. And of course, that's why even today, even though the Christian countries have so much wealth, but hardly they are Christian countries. Most of them are left leaning. So in my opinion, the discourse has been the prominent discourse in most countries, in most Western countries, is on the part of left, and that's the reason why there is no word and there is no address and there is no discussion and discourse about Christian attacks and Christian persecution, and that's the reason there is no word like Christian phobia in our popular discourse, and that's simply because we are not ready to talk about it, because the left can not digest the fact. They say, oh well, we don't have, it's not happening in our country at least. Well, in certain sense, you are doing the same thing when it comes to, you are pushing the homosexual narrative and you're forcing that narrative to, on Christians. You are doing the same thing, and you know that in Islamic countries nobody could speak for Christians, right? You here in Christian countries, in traditionally Christian countries, you have been given freedom of religion and freedom of speech. So why don't you speak out against them? Why don't you tell what that media of those countries won't be telling? Why don't you research and tell what the media of those countries are telling? Why the left has to, why the Christian organizations, particularly like Open Door USA, etc., have to go and search how many of their brothers are being killed? Why can't these left-leaning institutions and these human rights organizations, so-called human rights organizations, search how many Christians are killed every day and are persecuted for their faith? That's simply because that is simply because the left doesn't care about this, because left wants to push this agenda that Muslims or other non-Christians are hated, and non-Christians are hated by the Christians, and they can never, they are so much biased into defending these non-Christians, that they just, they are totally blind at the persecution that is happening towards Christians, and that is so injustice that has been done to Christians by the academicians and by the left in general.